Interesting little town. Definitely feels like it's set back in time. Well, good day, my friends. We are in Eveleth, Minnesota, and this is the home of hockey in America. Now, I love hockey, but I don't know a ton about hockey. Katie does, though. Katie is a big hockey fan. She grew up with it, and I have several friends that coming up here, if I didn't explore some of this and share it with you guys and them, they'd be pretty upset. So, hope you guys enjoy our little tour of Eveleth today. Daze with Jordan the Lion, and you all. It begins right now. As soon as you enter town, they have this great mural of some kids up here playing hockey, a big mural right across from the biggest hockey stick. So they've dedicated an entire corner to the great history here. Before we even get over to the Hockey Hall of Fame, look at this. They have a gigantic puck, a gigantic hockey stick, and statues of two players that were important in the early days of hockey. Now, people have yelled at me before for my mispronunciation of hockey players' names, so this is the Godfather, Minnesota hockey. Katie, is this John Mariucci?
Yes, that is.
John Mariucci, Eveleth native, was one of the most important figures in the growth of American hockey, especially in Minnesota. He passionately promoted the sport for decades as a player, coach, and administrator. Mariucci was a tireless advocate of the grassroots level for youth hockey programs and facilities. He was a fierce defenseman, protective leader as a Chicago Blackhawk. Marouche is remembered for a legendary fight. Says that continued into the penalty box with Detroit's Blackjack Stewart. Off the ice, he was said to have a thirst for knowledge and frequently read the encyclopedia. As coach of the Minnesota Golden Gophers, Mariucci proudly recruited American talent, believing a state institution should be represented by Minnesota players. He said, if they're not quite as good as some Canadians, we'll just have to work a little harder, that's all. He also coached the 1956 U.S. Olympic team and was assistant coach to the general manager of NHL's Minnesota North Stars. Mariucci was an original inductee to the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame and is the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto as Builder of Hockey. How about that? Beautiful, beautiful statue. So he's one of the two. And then Katie, your family has been big hockey fans for generations, right? So you know all about these people.
Absolutely. Even to this day, there's an arena down by the U of M campus, Mariucci Arena, and that's been there for a long, long time. So if you're from the area or you've been to any sort of U of M game, you've probably been there.
And this says Frank Brimsek, Mr. Zero. It's gotta mean he was a goalie, right? Number 1 for the Bruins. He was an outstanding goaltender when most professional hockey players were Canadian. The Eveleth native earned his nickname after 6 shutouts in the first 8 NHL games, an extraordinary achievement for a rookie. He won the prestigious Calder and Vezina Award trophies, awarded to NHL Rookies of the Year and top goaltenders respectively. It says he began his career at St. Cloud State Teachers College. Then he played for the minor league teams before joining the Boston Bruins as an NHL newcomer. Brimsek quickly showed fans what a skilled goalie. Boston won the Stanley Cup twice, 1939 and 41. During his 8 seasons with the team, he was a confident goaltender with lightning fast hands, and he often blocked shots with his skates. He left the NHL to come home to the Iron Range, which is what this area is called. Says he became a locomotive engineer for Duluth, Winnipeg, and Pacific Railroads. One of the first American inductees to the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto, and was an original member of the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame here. Minnesota's top high school goaltender is honored annually with the Frank Brimsek Award. Now if we walk beside and through this gigantic hockey puck here, which, what an experience. People are just stopping off left and right. Plus Katie and I are huge fans of finding the world's largest and US largest, things like that. So going all the way around this park is the local history as well as some of the national hockey history. There's John Mariucci right there. 120 years. And there he is, Frank. Goalie Town, USA. And then this is showing the history of the historic Hippodrome, which is still here. So we can go see that. And then over here, the recreation building was a rink here locally that they started playing indoor hockey. And then here's an early picture of the Hippodrome when the first game was played, January 1st, 1922. Pretty cool to be here where like a lot of this history started. We were coming up this way, Katie told me, she said that the large hockey stick was up here and why, and I was like, you know, that's amazing. I actually never really knew where the Hockey Hall of Fame was. So here's the junior college. That kind of all birthed out of here. Then the Eveleth Golden Bears. First state high school champs. Then this is all Bears history. And then it takes us on to the national level. Once we get down here, you can see they're showing the guys in the Olympics, 56 Olympics, which there's John Mariucci, coach. The Golden Four.
This is a Golden Four. You will not see bigger names in Minnesota history when it comes to hockey than these guys, because these guys are legends.
Wow. Then the Winter Games against the Soviet Union, 1980. So they have the Hockey Hall of Fame here, which we want to go to now. And that actually has a lot of cool memorabilia, as you can imagine. But we thought, what better place to start than this great corner here? And then it's talking about the Hall of Fame coming here. 1973 opened its doors on Hat Trick Avenue. So let's go see Hat Trick Avenue. Oh yeah. Katie just pointed out this banged up John Mariucci photo. It looks like he's a boxer. Heck, I mean, I guess some boxers have
back then,
yeah, some boxers fared way better than the hockey players. Even look at his hand, man. Curly Brink, he's actually buried here in town. Since we saw it was still here, I wanted to come by and check out and show you guys the Hippodrome. For you hockey freaks, Earl Skakel and Michael Altini. Here from the side of the building, they have all kinds of grates on the outside. Then I believe they have someone's glove up front. So right here in the front, they do in fact have a statue of a glove and stick for John Mariucci, as we were just talking about. How cool is that? Who, through the force of his unique personality and determination, laid the foundation for the great U.S. Olympic Hockey Championships. His belief in the capabilities of the American player shaped not only his goal, but also the future of all American hockey. This monument stands as a testimony to his contribution and his vision. The American hockey players. This should be fun. Look what they have in the gift shop. So as soon as we come in, I saw a sign that said, "This is the Mighty Ducks scoreboard." Scoreboard was used by the Walt Disney Studios in the first Mighty Ducks movie. When lit up, 1,680 lights convey the game time, scores, and penalties. Scoreboard was donated to the hall in 1998. Very cool. There you go, movie fans. Gordon Bombay. Katie and I were just talking about classic Herb Brooks, coach of the hockey team, as well as many other things, but look, Katie, it's a Zamboni from the Ice Capades. Did you go to the Ice Capades as a kid? I did. I think we saw the shirt tails there. Oh, look. The Olympics, 1980. This case, the Miracle on Ice team, which they've made movies about, the 1980 U.S. Olympic hockey team. And it's showing some of the members of that team were actually from up here. Northeastern Minnesota members right there. Bill Baker, John Harrington, Mark Pavlich, Clover Shota, Buzz Schneider. Signed picture from all of them. And that's Jim Craig's jersey. Then that's a painting about that 1980 Lake Placid Olympics, where the US beat the Soviets. So here they have the patent and the actual fire pucks, the original fire pucks. And I was going, what the heck is a fire puck? Well, this guy used to watch hockey with his kids and all of a sudden realized, like, hey, you know, maybe they should make the puck out of something that can be seen better on TV. So he started working with different plastics and things to create a puck that could be seen better, and then created a good idea and completely shelved it for 20 years till he was on an airplane sitting next to somebody affiliated with the NHL and told him the idea. And next thing you know, he asked the North Stars to take a look at it during practice, and they liked the footage, what it looked like on TV, so they started using it for a while, and it was branded and everything, but they quit using it in the 90s. Said it had slight structural changes, causing the pucks to bounce on the ice and everything, and the skaters objected to using the pucks because they had like a reflective material when the cameras would hit it, and it was distracting to them. So you can kind of tell what they might have been talking about with this, that reflective material on there. Here is acknowledging the 2002 Olympics and the hockey team 2002. Salt Lake City. Oh, Katie found the Wayne Gretzky Award. Wayne Gretzky Award of Excellence, and it has all the people given out annually by the United States Hockey Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Brooks, Alex Ovechkin.
Yeah, all legendary. Lights just popped on for us. Get a better look at it. It's pretty cool. From here, I think I can show you the name on it right there. Here's some memorabilia from the NHL, including Herb Brooks' New York Rangers jacket right there on display. Wore this traveling with the team from 81 to 85. And then that's the bag that he used when he joined the Lake Placid practices. There's Herb's funeral. It says tragically on the afternoon of August 11th, 2003, Brooks was killed in a one-car accident just north on I-35 near Forest Lake. He was returning home from the United States Hockey Hall of Fame golf tournament. And Katie, how do you pronounce that? Biwabik, Minnesota, where he was once again doing his part to promote the growth of American hockey. He was 66 years old. Sad. It was the Lester Patrick Award that Herb was awarded. And that was also Herb's jersey. Looks like it says from 83, 84. A lot of the section in this first floor of the museum is dedicated to Herb, so kind of a cool thing to come and see. Even has his own arena. And then these are both Herb's jackets. The one on the left is from 1980, his Olympic jacket, worn for the Lake Placid Olympics. Sorry about my reflection. They kind of have this laid out in the round, so it's a little harder. And this is his 1968 Olympic jacket. Ceremonial parade uniform. And they also have, it looks like, they have his passport from that time as well. So we passed by the Hippodrome and showed you. This was the ice resurfacer for the Hippodrome during the 50s. This bubble up thing. It's kind of cool. And here we have the skates and helmet of Mark Pavelich from the 1980 Olympics. Here we have the General John Reed Kilpatrick Cup. Trophy was awarded to the Amateur Hockey Association of the United States to the National Pee Wee Ice Hockey Championship. They have an exhibit on old skates, the sharpening and repair and the different styles of blades that they used for the old skates. That's a skate sharpener right there. There's some retired jerseys up here on the wall. Wayne Gretzky's Rangers jersey is one of them. Katie's found the Hockey Hall of Fame wall with all of the members. And like we read, they have one also in Canada as well. So there's the United States Hockey Hall of Fame, which is where we are, and a Canadian. You know him, you said?
I do. He was the assistant coach for the hockey team, Dave Langevin. He played for the Oilers. Great guy.
Katie's dad and uncles played a lot of hockey.
Coach, he was very big down.
Oh yeah, she said her dad played with this guy. We're searching for one in particular. Do you remember why? Remember when we were...
Yes, I do. It was kind of an interesting little Easter egg, but they said that Charles Schultz was actually inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame.
The creator of the Peanuts.
Yes, so let's find him.
Let's find Charlie Brown's dad. Actually, right beside where we were just showing you, right by Dave. It's Charles Schultz. Had an affinity for hockey, played all the time, then even built a state-of-the-art hockey arena where he lived. He and his wife are there constantly. Yep. That's crazy. He even had a senior hockey tournament. His name, Snoopy's Senior Hockey Tournament. There's Herb Brooks. Here's Frank Brimsack, who we saw the statue of. Hobie Baker. John Mayasich. Why is he so legendary?
I mean, he was someone who lived and breathed hockey. So he...
University of Minnesota, it says. Also, 51 to 56 of the, yeah.
Yep, Eveleth native.
Played for Eveleth High School, University of Michigan, U.S. Olympic team of 56. Goaltender, baby. U.S. Nationals in 57, 58. Wow. Yeah, Edina, we said Edina because one of the times I was in Edina, we vlogged Ric Flair's childhood home. That's where he went to school.
That's Henry Boucher. He was actually the first Native American to be inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame.
And a North Star. That's the thing Katie was telling me, how big it was that the Minnesota Stars were from here, North Stars, and then moved to Dallas, became the Stars. Mike Modano. Here's John Mayasich, U.S. Gold Olympic Team 1960 hockey jersey. That's awesome. Wow. Over here we've got somebody's knee, it looks like. Prosthetic leg. Yeah, here's a foot. Pat LaFontaine. This is the Frank Brimchek Mr. Zero case. There's his Calder trophy. But what's interesting is his sweater is tiny. That looks like a size small, and that's his jersey. Wow. And this section is all dedicated to the Eveleth Golden Bears. Original locker. Look at this. Hockey in the beginning. Like a historic retrospective in this little tunnel. So here they have like a cabin, and they're talking about the evolution of hockey sweaters and the hockey jersey. It says that since the early days, of course, it was so cold and the game originated outdoors, that the early players would wear sweaters, usually tight-fitting, made of thick wool, and then they added the numbers to them. By 1911, they started putting numbers, and said by World War II, the war effort brought about New Jersey's synthetic materials. So they started using the synthetics that the jerseys are made of out now. If you go through here, they actually have like a hockey experience. You can play. So in here, this is all Olympic memorabilia, including this card set that was signed by the entire 1980 Olympic gold medal team. Each card's individually signed, but the duffel bag over here says that John Mayasich, 1960 gold medal team, carried his hockey gear in this duffel bag at the Winter Olympics in Squaw Valley, California. There you can see a 1960 Christian stick signed. Here's John Mayasich's gold medal. And in here is the women's hockey section. Here they have a case just for Al Suomi. U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame Museum, the city of Eveleth's National Hockey League's oldest former player, Chicago Blackhawks. There's some of his gear. That's cool. This old signage. Hobie Baker, Princeton University. Here's a Herb Brooks Olympic medal with one of his sayings, "You were born to be a player. You were meant to be here. This is your moment," Herb Brooks. They have his 1980 warm-up from the Miracle on Ice team right here. Here they have copper etchings of the two professional hockey teams from the area, and it was the Fighting Saints. It said they were in St. Paul. It's one of the original teams of the New World Hockey Association in 1971. By 1977, the team folded, and 2 years later, 4 of the better teams from the WHA merged with the NHL. Hartford Whalers, Quebec Nordics, Winnipeg Jets, and Edmonton Oilers. The Minnesota North Stars were selected as, and there's their logo right there, as one of the elite groups of new teams that formed with the first expansion to the NHL in 1966, along with the Philadelphia Flyers, LA Kings, St. Louis Blues, Pittsburgh Penguins, and Oakland Seals. But by 1993, the final sad chapter unfolded as Minnesota's North Stars were moved south to Texas to become the Dallas Stars. Hello, Minnesota Wild. Even though the North Stars left, they got the Wild. Wow, that's John Mayasich's jersey from when he attended the University of Minnesota. And he went there from 51 to 55. Kind of cool to see the old jerseys like this. Here they have an organ on display, and that is the organ that would play at the home of the Minnesota North Stars. Pumped up the fans and kept up the energy going from 1966 to 1993 when they left the Metropolitan Sports Center. The Miracle on Ice. That plaque right there says Neil Broughton, 652nd point all-time leading scorer for the Minnesota North Stars. March 22nd, 1990 at Joe Louis Arena. John Wayne playing hockey, and it says Idol of the Crowds from 1937 plays Johnny Hansen, a retired hockey player who returns to the game in order to raise enough money to expand his chicken farm, then ends up being targeted by vicious gangsters after he refuses to throw the championship game. John Wayne. This place was really great. I love checking out a good Hall of Fame, and this was wonderful. For your favorite hockey fans man cave, look at that. Well, my friends, we are going to call it a day. Thank you all for watching. We will see you next time from American Hockey Hall of Fame. Have a great night, and goodbye.